I stand here today because of the bravery and generosity of a complete stranger. Let me take you back to January 2020, where I'm at the starting line of the Spring Hill Marathon. In just a few hours, I'll cross the finish line, winner of my age group. But just 10 days later, I am diagnosed with an aggressive form of leukemia and have cancerous tumors in my heart and liver. I am again at the starting line, but this time of a very different kind of race. This race will also be long and grueling. But unlike the marathon, the course and distance are unknown. Like the marathon, this is a race I am determined to win. 3 months later, in April 2020, I received a bone marrow transplant. While this wasn't yet the finish line, it brought the end into sight. 6 months after that, I won the race. I was cancer-free. These new cells cured me of my cancer, giving me a second chance at life. Today, I hope to convince all of you that donating bone marrow is the easiest way to save a life, and along the way, inspire many of you to join the Bone Marrow Registry as potential bone marrow donors. Let's start with 3 questions that are probably on your minds. 1, what is a bone marrow transplant? A bone marrow transplant is a procedure that infuses healthy blood-forming stem cells into the body to replace bone marrow that is no longer producing enough healthy blood cells. It's used to treat certain blood cancers, blood diseases, and autoimmune disorders. 2, does donating bone marrow hurt? While many people associate donating bone marrow with anesthesia and large needles drilling into lower backs and weeks-long recoveries, that's actually no longer the case. 90% of bone marrow donations today closely resemble donating plasma. Blood is drawn through a needle in one arm, the stem cells are collected, and blood is returned through a needle in the other arm. During the donation process, many donors watch TV or movies. My donor, for example, caught up with friends on FaceTime. Donors are fully recovered within a few days. It's quick, it's easy, it's painless. That is all it takes to save a life. And 3, how do you join the Bone Marrow Registry? This is all it takes. A simple cheek swab sent to your door in a prepaid envelope. The Bone Marrow Registry is double-blinded, meaning participant identity and data are protected. Scared of needles in college, it took the convincing of a good friend for me to join the registry during a campus swab drive. Lauren, he explained, you've got it all wrong. It's literally a cheek swab. No blood, no needles, just your spit to maybe one day save a life. Pretty cool, right? My vision of an expanded bone marrow registry begins with you, and you, and you. It begins with all of you. I was shocked to learn how difficult it is to find a bone marrow match. Upon telling my doctors I was of Eastern European Ashkenazi Jewish heritage, I was told I would have plenty of matches. Plenty, it turns out, meant 4. 4 potential donors in the whole world. That number actually quickly fell to 3 when a few days later, I received a call from the Bone Marrow Registry. Urgent, a 24-year-old woman in New York City is in need of a life-saving bone marrow transplant, and you are her match. Hi, I think you're talking about me. And if you're not, I promise you do not want my bone marrow. When they said the registry was double-blinded, they were not kidding around. But still, with 3 potential donors in the whole world, I was considered lucky. The target age range for a bone marrow donor is 18 to 35 years, making many of you the perfect candidates to join the registry. For those of you slightly older, don't let age deter you. Around 25% of donors are over 35. Even my parents, in their early 60s, were quite flattered when my doctor told them, "You guys look young enough that we could probably use your bone marrow if we really needed to. Just as important as increasing the size of the registry is increasing registry diversity. Your stem cell type comes from your DNA, so you can only match with people of the same ethnicity. When we learned neither of my siblings were matches, underscoring just how rare it is to find someone of the same stem cell type, my sister-in-law Sherry, who's Chinese, offered to swab. While she was told it would be impossible to be my match, she still joined the registry in the hopes of one day becoming someone else's. Currently, participation in the registry heavily favors white people. My chances of finding a match were over 1.5 times that of an Asian or Hispanic person and over 2.5 times that of a Black person. Meaning, if I had been Asian or Hispanic, I would have had at most 2 matches. And if I had been Black, I would have been lucky to have 1. The chances of finding a match are even worse for mixed-race individuals. The rate of interracial marriage has increased 6-fold in the past 50 years, and the number of Americans identifying as multiracial has tripled since the 2010 census. In order for the registry to best serve everyone, we need to increase participation across all backgrounds. I think about my nephew Teddy, half Chinese, half Eastern European, Ashkenazi Jewish. My hope is that one day there are more matches available for all mixed-race children. By increasing the size of the registry and increasing registry diversity, we will have more matches and better patient outcomes. This is something we can take on together, not only by swabbing to join the registry, but also by spreading awareness of the opportunity to save a stranger's life. While I stand here today because of the generosity and bravery of a complete stranger, that person is no longer a stranger. The bone marrow registry protects donor and recipient confidentiality. As a donor, you can choose to be done once your cells are collected. But donors and recipients can also opt into corresponding, anonymously for the first year, and then choosing to reveal identities after that. So a few weeks after my transplant, I began to get to know my donor in writing. We couldn't share any identifying information. No names, no ages, no locations. Even her dog's names were redacted from a letter I received. But I learned she was a college student, and like me, had 2 siblings, 2 dogs, and was living at home during the pandemic. We were both excited to finally meet as we approached the 1-year mark. On April 9th, 2021, I celebrated my first second birthday. That's 1 year post-transplant. That morning, I received a text. "Hi, it's Issa, your donor." We got on FaceTime and just started laughing and crying. I said, "I guess thank you for saving my life." I've gotten to know her family, her parents, Jacqueline and Yoshi, and her sisters, Ariella and Nomi. They've since become my second family. I actually lived with them this summer during my internship, cooking dinner together and walking their 2 dogs, redacted and redacted. Issa is the most amazing person. I could give an entire low keynote on her courage and selflessness. In the process of a leukemia diagnosis and a bone marrow transplant, I gained a second sister. I gained a guardian angel. Each of you has the power to be someone's guardian angel. It all starts with a swab. Thank you.